Hey everyone from the canal Voando Comigo, Romulo speaking.
I'm leaving my house now. I'm going to a nearby city called Brampton, and I'm taking you with me. Let's check out the airport there. I researched and found an airport nearby. I'm going there to see if there are any helicopters, to check out what's going on there. I'll go check it out and take you with me, all right?
I'm driving here on the road and we'll chat a bit until we get there. It's 34 minutes from my house to the airport. So let's go. Is it really an airport? Is it big? Is it small? Is it closed? Is it open?
I don't know it yet, but we'll find out together. If you're still watching, like the video, subscribe and share. For those who don't know, I live in Canada. And I'm going to show you some things from the area where I'm living. I'm living in the Toronto area, okay? So, let's go.
Guys, just a fun fact. These bags here, I've already talked about them in another video. The bags stay in the car, because here in Canada, when you go shopping, there are no plastic bags, okay? So you have to bring your own bag. That's why the car is full of bags. Like you saw that bag back there. Let's go.
I just left the house, guys. This is my neighborhood. Every time I come out here, I think it's wonderful. I think everything here is so well organized. All the little houses look alike. Right in front here, there's a soccer field. Better than a lot of fields I've played on in Brazil, let me tell you. Better than most, actually. Today you can see the trash that's out there in front of the houses. Today is trash collection day. Here there's a trash collection schedule. Recyclables, organic waste, and general trash. Today, Friday, is the day to collect recyclable and organic waste. General trash is collected every other week, so we have a large trash container at home, and then we keep putting the trash in it. It stays in the garage. We keep putting trash in, and on the day we're supposed to take it out, the whole neighborhood puts theirs out too, and we just leave it there. And then, usually around noon or 1 in the afternoon, they come to pick up the trash. They really sort the trash carefully here. I'm going over here to the left side. But this light changes quickly, look. It turned orange. Let's see. A lot of people are giving me driving tips here in Canada, right? Yeah. You have to stop at the stop signs and everything. Realmente. Really, here the rule is strictly followed. If you don't stop at the stop signs, the police will probably see you. They come out of nowhere. From the bushes here, the police just show up and will stop you. It never happened to me, but that's really how it goes. I got my driver's license here in Canada not long ago. For those who don't know, you take a written test, then you take the test, the driving test. So, to take the driving test, and even the written one, I had to study a bit. To understand how the traffic rules work here, which are similar, but there are some huge differences compared to Brazil, okay? It's not a big deal, but it's good to study a bit to adapt because it's a little different. Answering some questions from people who asked me things in the comments on YouTube.
If you have any questions or anything you're unsure about, you can send them too, and I'll answer as soon as I can.
How are you going to fly in Canada? Are you going to fly helicopters? Look, not yet, not yet. Why? I have to get my license validated. My Brazilian license isn't valid here in Canada, so I have to go through a validation process, which means studying, taking some exams in English, doing some flight hours, and also taking the practical test here, okay? And why am I not going to start right away? Because from what I've seen here in the market, in the region where I live, there aren't that many helicopters and there aren't that many opportunities. I'm talking about this region, okay? And since I want To be closer to my family here, right? It's a time when my family needs me. Right? Not that they didn't need me before, but now, more than ever, we're living in a different country and people think that moving is just moving, right? I'm going to move. No, it involves a lot of things. You have to readjust the whole logistics of the house, right? My wife, okay, she already came here working, right? So she's employed. And I need to... There's a guy back here acting crazy, man. Go ahead. No, kid. And I need to be closer to my family, right? The priority here today is my kids, so now they're already studying. They're already adapting better, thank God. And the household routine still depends a lot on my participation here. So for now, I'm not going to fly helicopters here for now, okay? I'm not going to say never, but I'm looking into other opportunities. There are other things to do here. The market here is very good in other aspects as well. So I'm keeping an eye on other things because we have to adapt. There's no other way. I'm not a helicopter pilot. I was a helicopter pilot. Now I'm somewhere else. If the market here is good for something else, why not do something else, right? Right now just isn't the time. Let me give you an example. I get my license here and I'm going to work on a helicopter operation up in northern Canada. I'll be away from home for 15 days. Nowadays, that's not possible. I can't be away from my home for 15 days. So it's still not the right time. It's still not the right time. If that moment comes, then yes, I'll validate my licenses. But that doesn't stop me from studying. I'm already studying so I can validate my license. Not only in Canada, but also in the United States. My FA license. That opens doors and gives me other opportunities as well, for operations where I can be closer to my family. Right? You can leave here and do ferry flights. Take a helicopter from one point to another, from the United States or from here in Canada to the United States. And come back. So these are things I have in mind. I have plans for the future. It's not a concern right now. My concern right now is my children and us adapting here. The household routine. We haven't been here for very long yet, right? So I'm getting to know places here. Like today, for example, I'm going to check out the airport. I've never been to this airport. I know there's an airport nearby. There are 3 airports close by here. And this airport seems to be small. And the other 2 I saw are international. That's the one I arrived at. That's Pearson. And the other one is Hamilton. In Hamilton, a nearby city as well. International Airport. Romulo, are you missing flying? Look, honestly, not yet. Because like I said, it's been really busy. A lot of things to take care of. We got here and there was a lot to take care of. There were a lot of documents that needed to be done. Even with the driver's license, right? My wife is also going to get her driver's license. So, my mind is still really busy, you know. I haven't really missed, let's say, flying yet. I really like flying. I really do. But it's not something obsessive like it is for some people. A lot of people think, you know, that you have to fly every day. If I were a pilot, I'd want to fly all the time. Yeah, it was 15 years of flying, you know, so... I still haven't felt that longing that some people, you know, thought I would feel at first. I'll get behind this truck because I'm going to merge properly. Take the BRL. The profession of helicopter pilot, guys, requires a lot of sacrifice. From the beginning, right? I see this in the students at Mapa do Piloto, studying, making financial sacrifices, right? To be able to achieve, to fulfill the dream. It's not easy, okay? It's not easy. It's not impossible, but it's not easy either. And after you enter the market, in some situations, right? For example, in executive aviation, I used to fly a lot, and many times you spend a long time away. You also miss some important dates and other important things, right? It's part of the job. I'm not complaining here. I'm just telling you what really happens, okay? So, Today my reality is different. I'm in a different country. And man, it's really good to be learning new things, you know? Like the language itself, English. I speak English, but here I have to use a level of English I'd never had to reach before. So there's a lot that I'm learning, a lot of new things, a lot of things that I didn't use, you know? That I didn't need, but now I need here, so I have to speak English to deal with insurance issues. Then you feel insecure because sometimes you think, man, I don't think I understood it right. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? So it's a lot of new things and I like it. I like to learn, you know? I like to learn. And also about the market here, not just aviation, right? The general market, what works, what doesn't, what's available, what's not, we still don't know, so it's all very recent. We're gradually figuring things out, but thankfully everything's under control. And we're very happy. I'm very happy to be here. I'm living the dream, right, of living abroad, and I'll keep making content for you here. I have ideas for other content here as well. So keep giving me feedback, sending me messages, because I can read most of them, okay? And I'll include what you like and what you don't like, trying to make good content and keep the channel active. Because I think there are a lot of people who are also interested in life outside of Brazil, right? A lot of people don't know some of the things I'm showing here. They're getting to know them now, so your feedback is important too. Look guys, I'm almost there. The GPS says 2 more minutes. Look at this place. What a beautiful little road out in the countryside. Look at these flowers. I don't know if it's the same, if this flower is a dandelion. Does anyone know? Let me know in the comments. Some people say this is a weed, but it looks really beautiful. Are you kidding me? In 2 more minutes, we'll get to the airport. I already saw a plane approaching here. A small one. It just passed by. It passed by. Look, a big house. A beautiful thing. The house is beautiful. I can see the windsock over there. I don't know if I can show it to you from here. I'm almost there. There you go. We made it here. Brampton, Caledon Airport. Apparently open. The runway is over there. There's a runway over there. I can see the planes up ahead. Look. This looks like a museum here. Look, it's closed. It's a big museum. The museum is closed. There are planes scattered all over there. Look. I'm going in here. It's probably the main entrance. I'll park here and be right back. I can already hear a plane over there. The sound of the airport. Closing it here, look. Now I'm going to put on the shirt. Why? The weather's okay, but the breeze is cold. Let me change my shirt. All right, now let's go. Let's go check it out. The entrance to the airport. Today is a Friday. A lot of activity there. I don't know if it's a school or private aviation. Anyway, let's find out together. Oh, I see there's a runway here. I think there are 2 runways. This one isn't being used. And the other one over there is being used. Look. I think that's it. There's a sign here saying the main entrance is this way.
Let's go in through here.
Guys, I just got into the airport.
They didn't let me go in past that little gate over there, see? Because that's where the operations are, right? From what the guy here told me, there's a flight school here. But it's only fixed wing. In other words, only airplanes. Helicopter. They land here from time to time, very rarely. According to him, it's rare for them to show up around here. Unfortunately, right? Big airport. A helicopter school here would be awesome, huh? But there isn't one. So here, this is the airport apron. Look, and here is the runway with several taxiways. And this is the school, look. Brampton Flight Center. According to the guy who welcomed me there are several activities here. It's all week long. And on the weekend, it gets a little busier because of the museum, like I showed at the beginning, right? The museum is open. Right now, the museum is closed. It's an aviation museum. There are some old aircraft there. Aircraft that also took part in wars. According to him, right? But there aren't any helicopters here. In this region, there are very few. They're very rare, right? According to him, it's rare for a helicopter to show up here. I'm going to film the plane landing over there. Look.
I know.
It's a seaplane. Now another one took off over there. Look. And I'm going to confess to you, I never wanted to be a commercial airline pilot. What is commercial? Flying Gol Azul doing international flights. But flying a little plane that lands on water, that's something I want to do. Who knows? Maybe someday. Who knows? The one I showed here, look, it's right there. I'll show you guys. It has that float. For landing on water, I'll show you. Look over there. It has a little float. I really want to learn how to fly this one. In Brazil, I took the written test to become an airplane pilot. I passed, but I didn't do the practical part, right? I just invested in the helicopter field, but that plane over there, I really want to learn how to fly it.
Look how cool that is.
Let me get a little closer here so you can see. Look. Unfortunately, I won't be able to film inside. He said that filming is not allowed inside, only out here. So that's it. There's the airport, there are planes nearby, there aren't any helicopters here, they're rare, and today the weather is good, right? Today the weather is nice, that's why all the aircraft are outside the hangar, because the weather here is really weird. Something I've noticed here too, it's very cold, right? It's cold, and on sunny days it's the same. Today is a beautiful day, today it's 19 degrees, and it's a beautiful day. But all of a sudden it changes, it gets cloudy again. Everything clouds over, it rains, it gets cold. So the weather here is very unstable, right? It could be just this time of year, right? I don't know if it's like this all year round. I know that the winter is really harsh. When we got here, winter had just ended, right? We're in spring here, but what I've noticed is that it's very windy around here. It's cold, and the weather changes really fast. Here's a sign, look. Of the flying club presidents from 67 to 71, and here, look, there's like a place to hang out, right? To watch the helicopters, look, the airplanes, right? Look how cool that is. There's a little table here, look. Some people like it, right? To watch landings and takeoffs, look. You sit here and watch. Look over there. I'll show you a little bit. There, the pilot. He's sitting on top of the plane and he's going to refuel the plane there. Look, the plane is taller. Well, guys, right by the airport exit, there's a restaurant too. It's just that there are few people there and they didn't authorize filming inside, right? So, just so you know, there's a restaurant here. It's a nice place to hang out. Very large parking lot. And I also asked there if there was any helicopter school here, and he said no, that here in the region there are no schools for helicopter pilots. So it's just airplanes at this airport here, only airplanes. He told me that there's a person who operates a helicopter nearby who does some specific services, but he doesn't know the model, doesn't know anything, because they don't really know anything about helicopters here, right? From what I could tell from talking to him, he has no idea about helicopters. It's really just airplanes here, but it's a cool, beautiful place. It was nice to check it out. Look, big parking lot, check it out. Really nice. I like the place. There, look, the pilot shop. Let's see if we can go in and film, right? Look here, guys. Little airplane, that's cool. Decoration. This is the restaurant, look. Decorated. Beautiful. And here is the pilot shop. They sell these things for simulators. Look how cool. For those of you who like simulators, look at that. And here, look at that. Shirts.
Brampton.
On Paramount Ando. No. How cool material. Look how fancy. Look how beautiful. Study materials. Look at that. Well, guys, so I came in here. I'll explain it to you. I just talked to the owner of the pilot shop. Guys, so I talked to the owner of the pilot shop. He's also an airplane pilot. He also says he flew helicopters early in his career. He told me the following. Helicopter operations here are very specific. Here in the region, there aren't really any helicopters. There are 2 helicopters here. He talked about the same 2 guys that the receptionist inside mentioned. Yeah, the ones who operate here nearby. There's a hospitalization, who do some very specific operations. Yeah, just not here in this area. They don't have work here in this area. From what I understand, they work outside this area, but their base is here. He mentioned the name of the company, but I can't remember it now. He said it's very specific. I had already done some research, and I noticed there really isn't any business aviation here for helicopters, okay? It's like the United States, which doesn't have it. Yeah, it's rare for executives to have helicopters. Usually they fly their own helicopters. So the options for helicopter pilots here are missions like line inspection, rescue missions, emergency medical helicopter work. What else? There's another one, offshore, working offshore. And I have no intention, not initially and not now, of spending 15 days in a place just to get a qualification. Yeah, go through the process and then go to a company and spend 15 days away, then 15 days at home. It's not the right time now, okay? Yeah, so I'm going to keep following this path, studying to take my FAA exam, which is the American license, and that opens other doors where I can do aircraft ferrying, ferry helicopters, from one point to another, within the United States, from Canada to the United States, yeah, from the United States to Brazil.
So I think I'm going to follow this path, but without rushing, calmly, taking it easy, everything in its own time.
Now, yeah, like I said in other videos, right, the adaptation, yeah, we've only been here for about a month. We're adjusting our routine, family life, the boys' school, our responsibilities, right? Our responsibilities with the boys, with the kids, with the family. So yeah, that's it. I wasn't wrong from the moment I left Brazil. I already had an idea about the market here from what he told me. It's good for us to talk to people who are already in the market here, right? I had already talked to Commander H2, but he's in a different situation. He's in the north and he works at a school, right? He teaches at a school. That's a different situation. Everyone has their own situation and their own stage in life, right? And right now my focus is on my family, and later on, who knows, maybe validate my license and fly here too, in the north, right? In North America. I'm not talking about Canada, but about North America. I'm back here, guys, inside the car because the microphone's battery had died. And then the sound got really bad because of the wind. But let's finish. And then these are very, very specific operations, and most of them are in the north of Canada, right? So today was my first contact. I went to the airport, met some people. I already asked around about helicopters. I saw that most of the aircraft here in this region are planes. Anyway, today was a visit to the airport to get to know the area. It was good to have talked with the owner of the pilot shop. As I said, it's nice talking to the people here. With people who live where you live and have the local perspective. All right? I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I like checking out the airport over there. It's really cool. It's really cute. It's organized. Too bad there wasn't a helicopter. But it's great. Now I'm heading back home. I'll wrap up the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. God bless. I'm out. Bye.